What's going on there? You work it out? City Hill is a quiet town where the oak trees sway. Whistle of the train that goes through the day. People greet you with a nod. Nothing ever seems to change. Stories still unfold, each unique and strange. She grew up tough in the town we called home. Folks never took to her, no matter her tone. Longing to be on the inside, longing to love just a little. She found herself as a guest in a nervous hospital. Weird Mary from Cedar Hill, she howls when she's blue, of sadness and shame under the southern moon. Laughter echoes in the wind, she was never the same. Weird Mary from Cedar Hill, you'll remember her name. Good evening, good people. Happy Memorial Day. David played and it pleased the Lord. You don't really care for music, do ya? Goes like this, the fourth, the fifth, minor fall and a major lift. Baffled king composing, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, 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 oh yeah. Well, your faith was strong, but you needed proof. That's it, champion. On the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew ya. She tied you to the kitchen chair, she smashed your throne and cut your hair. From your lips she drew hallelujah, hallelujah. No more champy. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Satan wears a suit and tie? Does he work at the Dairy Queen? Does he listen to rock and roll? Does he feed the mean? Singing hallelujah, 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 yeah. I guess Champ's not singing no more. He is done. Half a song, that's it. Lord Digital Gods made the lovely her knockoff. Ham. Get it? I like it. I think it's funny. Why are you not singing, Chippy? Oh. All right, good people. I was thinking there would be absolutely no news today, but there was some news today. Let's get this show on the road. Let's get this show happening. Happening, people. What's going on with the hair? Hair, little chaos going on upstairs. But as we often say here, at least I got fucking hair. Huh? You can make money with ChatGPT. You can make money by selling hair plugs. All right. 90 minutes later, we'll get the news. If you're lucky. 90 minutes later. So... looks like Elon Musk went off and raised $6 billion at an $18 billion valuation for X.AI. So I guess that made up for a little bit of the the $22 billion he's lost from X, right? Because wasn't it? It was more than that. He bought it for 44. It's worth 18 now, something like that, or 20. So... Must be good. Must be good to have that enough dough that you can blow $25 billion of valuation and just be like, yeah, I'll just go make more. I'll just go raise more. So he raised $6 billion. So maybe, just maybe, Grok won't suck, because Grok is unusable. Man, it's been getting some horrible press this week. So it's probably good that he raised some money to go build a real model. But I guess that's the deal. I guess if you want to build models that don't suck, they're going to be big. You know, it's also amazing to me. There is so much doom and gloom. The doomers are in their heyday right now. They're all like, look, everything's plateaued. Nothing's ever going to get better. OpenAI doesn't have anything. Sam Altman's a liar. So, I suppose you could plan your future business and investings assuming that AI is as good as it's ever going to get. It just seems to me that defies the entire history of technology. Who should I buy stock in? I'm asking everyone. Rock, paper, scissors. It's probably a little late to invest in Nvidia. They're over the moon. I don't know. I'm not an investor, so I'm not a guy to ask, who to pay attention to. Microsoft has gone all in on AI. They're diversifying away from OpenAI. When OpenAI hits GPT-5 or AGI, maybe they don't have AGI, and maybe it's not GPT-5, but something's coming in November, it sounds like, which is going to be whatever they're going to call GPT-5. My suspicion is they might call that AGI, and that might end the Microsoft deal. So I think Microsoft's interesting right now. June 11th, Apple is announcing some AI stuff. Now, the Apple shit, honest to God, the thing that all of the Apple predictor people are saying is Apple's gonna launch generative emojis. All right. Seriously? Generative emojis? That's the big headline that the predictor people are talking about? Generative emojis? Really? So, it better fucking be something better than generative emojis. That would be cool. Yeah, it would be cool, but, Apple is completely absent from the AI conversation. If their big AI announcement is you can make smiley faces that fart, okay. It's like come on, people. So I hope they have a just one more thing moment. I've been waiting for a just one more thing moment since Tim Cook took over, since Jobs died, and there hasn't been one. They just do not have any showmen at the company anymore, so we'll see. What's a good alternative to Sora? Nothing right now, but Sora's not even out. There's no it's not like it's not like Sora is there to be competed against. It's not released enough to, there's a handful of people testing it, but it's not really out. Oh, Danielle, as an add-on. Yeah, exactly. It seems to me that if the Apple rumor people got something meaty, they would say, Apple's coming out with a GPT-4 Slayer, or Siri's going to finally not suck, or, it's going to be all AI all the time in iOS 18. And their big thing is good news! You'll be able to design your own emojis. Are you fucking kidding me? Have you seen the podcast from Notes Future? No. I have not. Which one? I don't know what it was about. Joey thought that was funny. I mean, it's comical. Emojis. Now AI-ear. E-I-E-I-A-I-E-O. Now with emojis. I really did used to be a massive Apple fanboy. They could do no wrong. And it's just been a decade of okay, they're going to be coming back. They're going to be coming back. Seriously, they're going to be good at AI. Emojis? Really? What's your opinion on the Microsoft Copilot controversy? I don't know what's the controversy. Let me go look it up. Maybe I know about it and I just didn't call it that. Microsoft Copilot controversy. That was from March. What I really think about Microsoft Copilot recall? The Copilot Plus PC is recalled. Wait, let me... hang on. Tools. Anytime past 24 hours. Oh, the controversy about recall, the recall feature? I don't know what controversy you're talking about. Oh, the recall controversy. What do I think about it? I think that we're about to... No, we have entered... What the fuck is going on with my hair? my hair is losing its shit over the Microsoft recall controversy. Okay. I think that there's something weird going on right now, which is now that it's AI, everyone's like, but my privacy matters. You can't steal my privacy. These are the people that enthusiastically gave away all their data for the last 20 years to Facebook and Google. Willingly. So, my point of view on the privacy thing is, like, if you think that still exists... then you have unplugged from the grid, and you send things in in envelopes. You send faxes and things in envelopes. So I think there's a lot of people gnashing their teeth about privacy. Is there any controversy beyond they're recording all of your actions? Because if you listen to what they said, and if you believe what they said, those are two different things. What they said is, we made a PC powerful enough, this Copilot Plus PC, that does, 40 trillion operations a second on the neural chip, the NPU, that they can do all of that processing, all of the local recall shit that they're talking about, they can do it all locally on the machine. Nothing is being sent to Microsoft. Sorry. Nothing is being sent to Microsoft. No personal data whatsoever, just some metadata including things like what you did. I don't know. Until it's out and people can kick the tires, I think it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter what anyone thinks. Could it be incredibly powerful? It could be incredibly powerful. Right? You just do your shit throughout the day, and then at the end of the day go, what did I do today? And it just goes, screenshots of shit, highlights. Here are the 3 most important things. Like, I think it could be incredibly powerful. I saw a demo where it takes lecture notes in physics and turns it into an AI podcast. Yeah, like we're getting into some stuff where you just very quickly go from raw inputs, and this is not just going to be so the recall feature is on your personal computer with your 40 trillion operations a second. You can turn on this ability for it to remember stuff and summarize it for you on a regular basis. And then we're going to have, Meta Ray-Ban glasses with cameras that do the same thing with all of your walking around time. So I think that the controversy right now is people are desperate to have something to hate about AI. Because it's the next big technology. It's the next big scary goblin that's going to kill everyone, right? And this has happened every single time in history. Well, we don't know about the fire, but I assume once they once they burned down a village or two accidentally, tried to figure out how to store the fire. They were probably pretty pissed off about the fire too. Every single technology that has been transformative for human beings is met with rage, fear, resistance, right? So I think it's a lot of that. A couple of things that I think right now feel really weird are going to start to feel commonplace. One of them is this idea of all of our data. So here's why I think people are freaking out a little bit about privacy of data. Because for the past 20 or 30 years, when we gave all of our data to Microsoft and Google, they were the only ones that had computers big and powerful enough to do anything with it, right? Big data requires massive compute and massive programmers and massive engineering to do anything with it. What AI does is it allows us to take our own big data, all the shit we've ever published, all the shit we've done on our computer, everything we've ever written, and instantly have access to it. If you embed everything you've ever done, or if you've got something like Google Gemini that's got an infinite context window, which that's what they're talking about. Right now, Google Gemini has 1 million tokens. If you're a developer, you can get access to 2. They're successfully testing 10. And they said, we're basically on the road to an infinite context window. What does that mean? A 1 million token context window means you can upload an hour worth of video or 11 hours of audio or, 15,000 pages, some crazy amount of pages to this thing, and it will instantly know it. So 2 million is 2 hours of video. 10 million is 10 hours of video. So imagine being able to record an entire conference. There's going to be a bunch of iPhones glued to the back wall of a conference with extra battery packs to them. Just running down all the plugs. Record an 8-hour conference. And then just throughout the day say, anything interesting? And then up it comes. Bang, bang, bang. And then when it's an infinite context window, you can literally take anything you've ever done. Take all of the pictures you've ever uploaded to Instagram, Flickr, whatever. All the videos you've put on YouTube. All the work you produced for the company you started 10 years ago. I've got 7 completed screenplays and probably 25 fragments of screen. All of it. Take all of it and just jam it in this thing. And then whenever you want, just ask about it. All the email you've ever sent or received. So that's going to become commonplace, but it's weird right now. The other thing that's weird right now is something that keeps coming up for me in all of the groups that I'm either hosting or participating in. And that is this idea of digital twins. Taking some kind of representation of myself and making it available to the world for them to interact with or for myself to interact with. And grouping them together and then having multiple versions of me depending on the context. The version of me that shows up here and is just an idiot and goes, "You can make money with ChatGPT," and I cuss and do all that sort of stuff, probably not the same Kyle that I want showing up to a court deposition. Right? Or to a job interview. Maybe, depending on the job. And so, again, right now it feels really weird and it feels really premature. But we are ridiculously close to having technology where I could take some data, videos that I've done, interviews that I've done, and use that as a knowledge corpus to create some kind of version of me that you could interact with. And right now it's just in GPT form, so it's mostly text. But within a year, it's going to be trivial to do it in video. So like imagine being able to have a FaceTime call with me where you could ask me anything and I would know all of what I know. Or even, this was an idea I had Friday, which I think is a really cool idea. So I'm a contributing author of this book called AI Futures, an Anthology. There's 7 authors. And one of the things that we just did was we built a GPT for the book, but we also included interviews of the 7 of us as part of the GPT. As part of the GPT. So not only can you ask questions about the book, you can ask questions of the authors. Well, imagine a year from now, not only can you go to this GPT, imagine being able to schedule a conference call 24/7 with all 7 authors of this book and just ask them questions. And the GPTs are smart enough to route who answers the question. So you ask a question, and then maybe there's a character that plays the facilitator, right? Maybe you have a fake facilitator. And then the facilitator says, "Hey, Cindy Kuhn, that sounds like a good one for you. Why don't you take that one?" And then Cindy Kuhn's avatar goes, "Well, here's what I think about that." I think that kind of interaction is gonna be commonplace 3 years from now. Right now, it feels trippier than shit. Friday, every single meeting I was in on Friday, I've got a content evolution call at 10, and we made these professional digital twins for content evolution. I then have my LinkedIn office hours, and then in the afternoon, I've got the authors of that book. All 3 of those meetings, we're talking about these digital twins. All 3 of those conversations felt like I was in a fucking sci-fi movie. Because we're literally having conversations like, well, how do I want my me to behave when it's in public? When is it appropriate to be this version of me or that version of me? Are we going to have persona managers? Probably. There's a business. You want $1 billion business? It was a wild Friday. I couldn't stop thinking about how wild it was. So Cindy, I assume you just heard the idea I just had. What struck me after all those conversations is we need to create like a Zoom call. Like you can schedule a Zoom call with the 7 authors or with the Content Evolution members, and you see all their faces and they're all kind of there just listening and looking polite, and then the moderator says, "Kyle, why don't you take that question?" And then my little avatar goes. Like, I think that's what we should be building toward, is some sort of system that can do that. Holy shit. But every one of the conversations was just like, it was like, this is like science fiction. Like, we're planning what our virtual us's will be and how they'll act and what they know and what they can reveal. Like, my digital me is at some point going to know everything about me, right? They're going to know all my financial information. They're going to know my history. They're going to know everything I do. They're going to know medical stuff. They're going to know if I'm in some sort of transition professionally. Well, not all of that information is good to have out there. So how do you create boundaries for these things? I don't know. Don't know my passwords? Exactly. Emilio's wife, as silly as you think that is, the amount of angst and anxiety in my household for what's the password for Hulu is nuts. So if I had a secure version of me that I could just go, dude, what's the password for Hulu? Are you sure you want me to say it out loud? Is anybody listening? No, I'm fine. Okay. Like all that sort of stuff. I think it's going to become commonplace. But we got to get there. And so to get there, there's just going to be all sorts of shenanigans where people are just like, yeah, they're stealing our data and it's evil. So I don't know. Oh, and by the way, yes, they will steal all that data. Apple's the only one with a decent reputation for that privacy stuff right now. And even theirs is a little like, yeah. But Google, the ship has sailed. Meta, the ship has sailed. At least they're open sourcing their shit. It's 2024. Use a family password manager. There's tons of options. Yeah, so tried it. You got to get the participants to actually be willing to learn the password manager. And I know, Pate, your response is, but it's trivial. Oh, I know. We've had that conversation. I'm not going to say that there's passwords on Post-it notes, but there are passwords on large pieces of paper. What scares me is someone else creating a digital version of me. That's the other thing, Brandon. Like, right now, with as much video as there is of me up on YouTube, this would be trivial, right? Don't you get any ideas, you fucking weirdos? You irregulars, you. Yes, people are going to absolutely be making clones of other people. Probably a year ago, I started talking about... I think that the 2024 elections are going to drive people to demand identity, like blockchain or some sort of tokenized identity system, where I can know if the person behind this piece of content is a real person or not, or if that person on X is a real person. I thought it was going to be the elections that did it. I think it's going to be individuals. I have a feeling people are going to start getting spoofed and spammed and deep faked enough that people are going to start losing their shit, and there's going to be kind of a quick demand for some sort of system that has actual identity in it. I mean, Elon Musk is poised to do it, but he doesn't seem to have any interest in it. I mean, the amount of just spam bots I'm getting on X. Sam Korn, what's happening? Hey all, long time no see. Can't stick around. Headed to a hackathon in Denver tomorrow. Oh, drop me a DM on here or on the Salon, Sam. And if you're around and I'm around, maybe we can grab a drink or something. That'd be cool. Nice. What are you gonna hack? You gonna hack my identity? Son of a bitch. You do it. What about TikTok? Do I think it's going to go away? Do I think it's going to get sold? I don't know. I don't know how... I don't know how much of a vested interest China has in keeping it. But I also don't imagine they're super motivated to cooperate with Americans. You've got Mr. Wonderful out there saying he's putting together a coalition of billionaires to buy it. I don't know. It's so hard to... There's so much noise right now. You know, what a lot of the TikTokers are saying is, this is the only place we've got free speech, and that's why they're shutting it down. And I guess that's a possibility, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a good spidey sense on TikTok. President clones. Yep. Ahoy, I'm back. Tobias. Tobias, you've been having issues with staying in here. What about the eye orb? Yeah, I've got one of those. I've got the... do I have it over here? I don't think I have it on this. No. World. I don't think I have it on this. No. World. Where is search? Search. World coin. Oh, I went to the Apple store, not the App Store. Hang on, people. Hey, brother. Hey, brother. Special teams, special plays, special players. What's happening, brother? Didn't mean to cuss. Didn't mean to cuss. What's happening, brother? Oh no, the R1 has landed on the shelf. Yes, it has landed. I have relinquished it to the shelf, largely because Vicky 3D printed me this lovely stand for it. But also, I'm just kind of waiting for the software to catch up. Here's the thing about the software on the R1. They have had a software update once a week for the 4 weeks since it's been out. So it's getting better. But it is not a prime time unit yet. But I like the hardware. Sent you a DM. Cool, Sam. That's awesome. App Store. World coin. I know we haven't gotten started yet. You're like, Kyle, are you going to do anything tonight? What's going on here? Is this all he does is just talk? What's with his hair? Did he just get back from the salon? When he says the AI salon, is that where he gets his hair done? Because I wouldn't go to that salon. It doesn't seem... I saw a graph showing the implementation of robotics by country. China had more than everyone else put together. Yeah, China ain't fucking around. Like, here in jolly old Colorado, they're like, yeah, let's just, we'll just pass a bill. Doesn't really matter what's in it. We're just going to pass it. But it's people are going to leave the state. Yeah, you can fix it over the next 2 years. Oh my God, Kyle, I have a rec. Okay. A rec about what? A recommendation about Worldcoin or something like that? Which password? Try the app Pieces. It's what the ChatGPT macOS app should be, but for developers. It's in beta now, though. Success. Let's start. Worldcoin. Worldcoin will launch a new chain soon. Introducing World Chain. We'll launch a new blockchain soon. Get the special stamp. Claimed. Look, there's my World ID, people. See? I'm verified human. I couldn't show you that if I weren't. They scanned my fucking retina, and I did it willingly. Why? Because, whatever. What are they going to do? All right? Let's see. World ID. Oh, the last time I looked at World ID, there were about 2.5 million. That was probably 3 months ago, 4 months ago. There's now almost 5.5 million. 83,000 in the last 7 days. It went a year and basically didn't, like, when I first got it in August of 23. I haven't had it quite a year. I got it in August of 23. Yeah. There were like 2.2 million. And then for like 4 or 5 months, it was like 2.5. There weren't many. And now it's almost doubled. Or more than doubled. That's interesting. And look, you get little stickers. I just claimed that one's the world chain. The world chain passport sticker. I got a passport sticker. See, I've been verified in the USA on 7/24/2023. So July 24th. So and if you're sitting there thinking like, Kyle, what the fuck are you talking about? Okay, so there's this thing. Sam Altman has this company called Worldcoin, and it's got a Worldcoin. It's got an NFT. It's got a cryptocurrency. You know all them crypto bros. Sam's got one of them too. And so Worldcoin has three components to it. It's got a cryptocurrency, so you can transact. Well, so that you have currency to transact. It's got a transaction protocol like Stripe or PayPal that is designed to transact with your cryptocurrency. And it's got World ID. And now apparently it's got its own blockchain, which I find the blockchain thing actually really interesting. They're gonna OpenAI is doing their own blockchain. I find that really interesting. Okay. So World ID, you go to a device. It's a little bit bigger than this, and it's Chrome, and it's called the Orb. So if you were a Silicon Valley technology company that is making AGI, the thing that's going to replace all the workers, and you wanted to create an identity system, and you were in a movie as the evil villain, what you would call the system is the Orb. It's OpenAI needs branding help beyond what I can explain. So anyway, but it's called the Orb, and it's one side's flat, and it's got cameras on it. And so you walk up to this thing. I got mine. You can only get them in the States right now in New York City, Miami, and I think San Francisco, San Diego. I don't know. There's like three cities you can get them. And you walk up to this thing. I got mine at the World Trade Center at this, I forget what the place was called, the Source or the I don't know, the station, something like that. And I was expecting it to be like this really cool tech co-working space, and there's going to be, an orb there and everyone would know what it was. No, it was a clothing store. So you go down in the World Trade Center and there's this clothing store, and sitting next to the register is this silver ball, and like the whatever they're called, the salespeople that are there, they're there selling clothes. I'm like, I'm here for my orb, please, to get my ID, and they're like, oh, that's over there. Just, I don't know, go stare into it and follow the rules. And so you look into this thing, it scans your retina, and then what it actually does, it's relatively benign. They scan your retina, they turn that into a hash, which is a unique ID that's based on the biometrics of your retina or retinas, I don't know. And then they take that hash, and the only data they keep, according to them, again, trust no one, but whatever, what the fuck, they already have all of our ID. They take that hash and they compare that to other people in the database who've done this. And they basically say, if this hash is unique, then that person's a unique person. And then you get a World ID, and it's free. And if you're not in America, when you get your World ID, they give you free cryptocurrency. But if you're in America, we've been protected by the government to keep us safe from them pesky, evil cryptocurrency thieving bastards. So we get no cryptocurrency. So there's that. So like while you don't know it yet, while a lot of people don't know it yet, we are hurtling into the future, into the weird future that, like the movie Her, if you haven't seen the movie Her, or the movie Ham, as they call it, here in the AI Learning Lab. If you haven't seen the movie Her recently or at all, go watch it. Because it's essentially a documentary now. Leonardo made an update and has consistent characters, and everyone has access until 5:30. Ooh, let's go look at that. That's kind of cool. Thank you, Danielle. So anyway, isn't that nuts? I mean, I know I haven't been looking at the screen. Any questions, any thoughts? How can AI create more jobs rather than reduce jobs? Human with common sense. First of all, love the name. One of my favorite people in the world, Aaron Sugarman, he was the president of North America for agency.com, the agency I had back in the 90s. And at one point I was really frustrated. I'm like, this whatever the problem was, like, it's obvious, it's common sense. And Aaron said, he just looked up at me. He's very calm, even guy. And he looked up at me and he goes, Kyle, common sense isn't common. I was like, shit, you're right. Okay. So, blew up my second camera here, peoples. As far as I can tell, every single job that is computer mediated in any way. So that could be like a mechanic, right? Because mechanics use computers for tire balancing and for point of sale purchasing and for looking shit up. Instead of the old paper manuals, they look it up online. Anything that is in any way computer mediated over the next 2 to 4 years is going to transform dramatically. Dramatically. The people that get AI literate in the next 12 months are going to have a much better chance of not being obliterated when things start to change, because every single company is going to be trying to figure out, what does this shit mean? How does it work? What's real? What's not real? We're not there yet. We haven't. In my opinion, I don't think we've hit the tipping point. There's not even enough awareness that this stuff is here, which is wild because it's accelerating so fast. You would think that the awareness of it is accelerating at a similar clip, and it's not. So what's going to happen is the quality of this technology is going to get better and better and better, and then there's this slow sort of awareness thing happening where back in November, I think it was 82% of people hadn't used ChatGPT, and as of a month or two ago, I think it was down to like 75%. We're still in a place where 75% of people, probably in America is my guess, have not used ChatGPT. And of the 25% that have used it, they've probably only used ChatGPT 3.5, because very few people paid the $20 to get the fancy version, because no one used the non-fancy version. So most people, I'm guessing it's still single digits that actually understand what ChatGPT 4 makes possible. And like, that's 1.5 year old technology. So the stuff that's coming, like the Her technology that they demoed 2 weeks ago, that we should have access to in the next week or two, that's just going to all of a sudden show up. And then they're going to make this available to everyone for free. So probably in the next month, I'm guessing that there's going to be sort of a burst of awareness, and there's going to be a burst of, holy shit, did you know this could do that? And so companies are going to be panicked to find people that know what the fuck's going on. So if you're curious about AI, or if you're one of those people that is what Ethan Mollick calls a secret cyborg, where you're secretly AI literate, but you're not telling anyone about it, knock that shit off. Start telling people about it. Start posting on LinkedIn. I've been playing around with AI. I've been listening to this crazy guy on TikTok. All he talks about is AI. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Whatever. Just start talking about it. Get it out there. Because as companies start to figure this stuff out, they're going to be looking for who in my company knows anything about this. And just make sure that you're in the conversation when they ask that question. But Kyle, my company has a policy against AI right now. Okay, and then they're not going to. When I built websites for the Fortune 500 in the 90s, in the mid 90s, a lot of them had policies. No one can build websites. I know this HTML is easy, but that's got to go through the IT department. We have to have everything vetted for security and analytical analysis of the security protocols, the protocols of the... And then people could use it. Same thing's going to happen here. It's going to happen quickly. So I haven't answered the question. That's what I do here. I am shocked at how much bad or lackluster info is being sold to people to teach them. Oh, I know. It's so bad, Lunashtick. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's just all these charlatans like, you can make... These guys.
You can make money with ChatGPT.
They're all fucking assholes. No one's an expert right now. No one. No one. So anyway, so what's going to happen, in my opinion, or in my Chat TMZ speculative bubble, is I think that the next 12 months is going to be some semblance of normal, but we're going to see a lot of layoffs. And then probably starting, after a year, we're going to probably see a sector or two fall. Not like a company or two, like a sector or two. Like something's going to come out, some technology's going to come out that just instantly gets adopted as the new customer service paradigm. Like, I don't know if that'll be the one, but like all of a sudden customer service call centers just like over a 2-year period just get obliterated because this technology is so much better. And it's cheaper, and it's better customer experience, and it's better for the brand, and right? It's gonna be good. It's kind of like what that guy's character did in Her. So it might not be customer service, but it's gonna be something. Like some sector is just gonna get decimated by this stuff, and we're gonna see a lot of news. The next 3 years is just gonna be news story after news story after news story about how AI is taking our jobs. Like, and there's going to be jobs taken. I think that probably in the 3 to 5 year time frame, at some point, if job loss is acute enough, the government's going to have to step in, and that's I think when you'll see something like universal basic income. But it's going to have to be kind of like a COVID level event where it's acute enough. Like if it takes out a whole sector, then or multiple sectors, or it like decimates a couple of really big businesses that make news that all of a sudden people are screaming for, holy shit, I don't know, 100,000 people just lost their job in this state and, shit like that. Then I think you'll see something like universal basic income. My guess is that it's a 3 to 5 year period where there's going to be just massive disruption and craziness. But within that, you're going to start to see new kinds of jobs materialize that we can't anticipate right now. I don't know what they look like. I think they probably have to do with humans engaging humans, maybe like entertainment, in-person activities, might be something like that. My wife and I just, Mr. K, my wife and I just had a conversation about UBI today. And I did a video on this, Mr. K, 2 days ago, 2 videos ago in my channel. I talk about this concept of universal basic compute. So Sam Altman was interviewed probably 3 weeks ago now, and asked him about universal basic income. Oh, by the way, back to World ID. So you've got with World ID, you've got your World ID, right? So this says that I'm verified. Now, there's a whole development environment where I could make a version of Twitter, for example, X, that only people that have a World ID can use it. There's a Discord plugin for this. So I could create a Discord server where only people with these IDs could use that Discord server. What does that do? That verifies that everyone using Discord is not a bot. It's a human being verifiable on the blockchain for everyone using that service. So that's a piece of it. The other piece of why he's doing that, why it's got a cryptocurrency associated with it, and why it's got a transaction protocol, I forget what it's called, World something, the transaction protocol, is so that you can take some of the excess profit out of the value chain when AI starts doing jobs and generating value without having to pay people. What Altman's talking about is creating a system that basically skims some amount of that value out of the system and converts it into WorldCoin and distributes it out to holders of World IDs. So he's designing a non-governmental UBI framework. Will it be adopted? I don't know. Elon Musk is talking about X being the everything app where you can buy things on it, you can get information on it, you can do everything on it. Right? So that's where he's headed, to a similar sort of place. And then, yeah, you can create entire ecosystems where, the currency that's generated can be spent within all the services that work within it, and you can be guaranteed that those people are there. So imagine building a system, whether it's World ID or some similar kind of system. Imagine building a media system, a media company, where you cannot publish media to these audiences unless you have a World ID. And when you do publish media, it's tied to your World ID. So I can now look at this video and I can say, oh, it is blockchain verified that video was made by this blockchain verified human being that calls himself Kyle Shannon. And then I can also have another check mark that says, and it hasn't been modified. So this is the original video from this real human being that hasn't been modified. That could be valuable in a world where we're about to be able to deepfake anything, anyone with 5 seconds of their voice, like that. Okay. So Altman's been thinking a lot about this, to the point that he's got this whole other company. He was asked about UBI 3 weeks ago, and he said, I still think universal basic income is interesting. He says, but it might not be enough. And what he floated was this idea of universal basic compute. And a lot of people gave him shit for it because, he basically said, what if we gave you some percentage of the petaflops that are available, right? However many, whatever the flops are, whatever the appropriate counter is. But let's say that every person gets, 100 petaflops a month of processing power. Like, on the surface, you're like, well, that's fucking stupid. Like, what am I going to do with 100 petaflops of whatever? Well, when generative AI gets reasoning, and when it gets agentic behavior, when it can take action on your behalf, people are going to want more and more compute power to be able to do shit with these tools. So if you own some percentage of compute power, what can you do with that? Well, one thing you could do with it that's very simple is you just sell it. There will be compute power brokers that just say, hey, give me your 100 petaflops and I'll give you $10,000 or $20,000, whatever the going rate is for your 100 petaflops, and you can just have the money. Or you could be a single person that leverages those petaflops to create a bunch of agents, and you could create a company that's got the equivalent of like 10 employees or 100 employees or 1,000 employees. And you could make way more money if you're an entrepreneur, if you're entrepreneurial and scrappy and trying to figure out how to do something with all this capacity. And I think that one's why I think it's actually kind of interesting is if you just give people money, people will sort of give up and not do things. But if you give them this option of you can turn it into money, but you have a bunch of capacity here, and you don't have to become a computer programmer to use that capacity. The tools are just going to do that shit for us. You just go, I want to become the biggest flower wholesaler in all of Poughkeepsie, New York. Okay. And it'll go off and start sourcing flowers for you and hiring trucking companies and leasing trucks for you and hiring drivers. And if it's robot drivers, maybe it finds cheaper robot drivers. It's still focused on capitalism. I don't know. I am totally speculating here with an acting degree, Cam. So take everything I'm saying as if you were hearing it from an actor. It's kind of like that Joe Rogan interview with Terrence Howard, except I'm not as smart as Terrence Howard. Will never happen until AI runs things. Too much room for greed and corruption. That's my biggest concern, Joker, is exactly what you're talking about. That and here's the only hedge I have for it. My biggest concern is that the private equity firms are just like, wait a minute, these tools are going to get good enough that we can just fire everyone and the companies still do what they do? Let's fucking go. But there's a point at which, if it's acute enough, right? If enough layoffs happen in a short amount of time, it'll actually fuck things up pretty bad. So again, like I think it has to be kind of like a COVID level event where enough people are laid off in a short enough amount of time that there's demand for the government to do something. So that's what I see as kind of the hedge to the private equity firms just skimming it off the top. Because I don't like. Right now, it feels like there's this linear curve where, okay, 5,000 people were laid off, in the past quarter. Okay, now it's 10,000. Like, we're in this kind of linear AI adoption thing right now. But the reality is that we're, at some point, it's going to do that. And when it does that, whatever this amount of time is, if that's in a 6-month period, 10 million people lost their jobs, or, even 1 million people lost their jobs, all of a sudden something will have to be done. I was wanting to go beyond money, capitalism, and greed. We need to evolve. AI will. So Cam, I think it's a really good point. There are some signals right now that this isn't just going to be about capitalism and greed. BlackRock, the chief operating officer of BlackRock, they are the most capitalistic. They own fucking everything, right? Last week, he said they are hiring liberal arts analysts at the highest level of the company because all of the business and, math and science analysts, all of that stuff's going to be handled What's not going to be handled is the horizontal thinking, the critical thinking. So I've talked for more than a year now about this concept of revenge of the liberal arts major. Like, like BlackRock is saying they want to hire liberal arts analysts. Are you fucking kidding me? It's like I've got a degree from Stanford. They're like, yeah, we don't care. He's got one from Carnegie Mellon. He's got a Yale drama degree. Oh my God, let's get him in. Yeah, I think that a lot of the I think that the value of human engagement, the value of authentic experiences, the value of real, like, for example, I mean, I don't think I'm necessarily part of this trend, but for the past year, on a nightly basis, I show up on TikTok for a couple of hours. Irregulars, people that are in here night after night after night, have basically said they have given up their Netflix subscriptions because instead of watching shitty, fake drama, they're watching shitty me. I think we're going to start to see more and more and more of that. Gary Vee was talking about this today. Gary Vaynerchuk was talking about, he thinks that we're entering an era over the next 10 years where if you have a barber shop, or Danielle, I don't know if you're on, if you've got your new laundry business, that people are going to just like have multiple cameras in their businesses of, their establishments, and they're just going to stream 24/7. Like, here's my business. And they're going to become, they're going to gain followings. They're going to develop community. They're going to sell merch. So I think there's going to be a real shift toward authenticity, toward authentic experiences. And so I would look at, if I were like thinking about, okay, what are the jobs that I would lean toward? It would be toward authentic, real experiences. It would be away from automation, technology, specialty skills. Like, are we still going to need people to do specialty skills? Maybe, but you're probably going to need someone who could do the specialty skill if it was required to do, but has also got a broader critical thinking that they can look beyond that specialty skill. Because the AIs are going to be able to do all the specialty skills. You're going to need horizontal thinkers, critical thinkers. So I own a donut shop and a couple of soft drink shops, and I'm planning on implementing the live streams. There you go, Josh. I think it's huge. And I think, the other thing, Josh, I was talking earlier about this idea of digital twins. Like, you could do a show like I'm doing here, right? But probably within a year and a half or so, you're going to be able to have the virtual Josh, who's the donut expert. And so not only could you do live shows where you're just talking about, we just had a customer come in and they asked for, chiclets on their donuts. I don't even know what chiclets are. And I looked them up, and so he's got a bubble gum. It's awesome, right? So you can do live shit like that. But you could have the virtual Josh that 24/7 is available to answer questions about your donuts. How you make them, what the flavors are, how it started, all those stories that you tell over and over again. Virtual Josh could be out there just talking the joint up. Hey, you should come on down. And Virtual Josh would always know when the sales were. And Virtual Josh might even be smart enough to realize 4 people have asked me about, I don't know, some obscure holiday, that maybe we should do a special donut for that holiday. And so Virtual Josh sends you a text someday and says, hey, 4 people have asked me about this holiday. Here's 3 ideas for specialty donuts we could whip up and start selling tomorrow. I think they'd sell. And and Virtual Josh would send you pictures of the donuts and recipes for them. Like, why not? So start thinking about. Here's the way I think about it. And Cam, this gets to your concern about does everything go to capitalism? I don't think everything goes to capitalism. You just start thinking about what are the things people are going to want to do if okay, here's a good thought experiment. You've probably done this thought experiment. If you've been on the planet for a while, someone's probably done this to you. You know the old house dress where someone says, if money weren't an object, what would you do? And then your initial response is, well, that'd sure be fucking nice. If all of the mundane tasks of the world were no longer an object, what would you do? And you're like, well, what do you mean the mundane tasks? I mean, like all the mundane tasks. My co-founder right now, she dropped her phone and broke the screen, and she's got insurance from Google on it. She's had 18 different calls, one with the insurance half with the insurance company that they sold the insurance through, and half with Google. Both sides are blaming the other one. They're not covering her broken phone screen. She's been paying insurance for like 6 years on this stupid fucking phone. She dropped it, broke it, and everyone's like, it's not our fault. She has spent 10 hours in the past 2 weeks to try to get her phone fixed. Imagine if that set of interactions and every other interaction like it, including all of the shit you do at your job that's just like, oh, fuck, I got to enter it into my timesheets, and I got to go into Salesforce and update all the mundane shit. Imagine if all the mundane shit was just done for you. What would you do? If you could do anything, what would you do? I think the answer to what people would do, and this is a very long way of getting back to your question. What people are going to choose to do is going to be very different than what they have to do, because the current world, we still have to deal with all the mundane bullshit. Now, this isn't going to happen overnight, right? This is like 3 to 5 year time frame. But as these tools get more and more capable, the soul-crushing, repetitive, shitty work is going to get offloaded to the machines. And then we're going to be left to do the higher level stuff up here. Some of that might look like capitalism. Some of that might look like, hey, you know what? You know what's missing? Do you know what's been gone for 15, 20 years now? Local journalism. I know Lunashtik was on here. She might still be on here. She's very passionate about local politics and national politics and telling the story. Local newspapers have all been bought up. They've all been bought up. They're all centralized. It's all part of the big fucking political machine, right? There is no local news. You've seen all those stories where all the local news stories have the same fucking script. What if a whole town of ex-journalists could just go do local journalism because either they had UBI or they had Universal Basic Compute, or, there was enough prosperity in the system that they could do what they wanted to do, and they could just do things to benefit the community again. That's a possibility. So that's where I'd start looking. Anything that is repetitive, low-level, mind-numbing work that has to be done because there's no other way to do it, I think it starts to be done by the machines. And then we get to choose what the fuck we want to do. And scene. That's one actor's opinion I'm Charles Nelson Riley. Good night. Thank you and good night. You know what I mean? Thank you very much. Spread the dollars. Oh yeah, make it rain, baby. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. There are major workforce shortages in healthcare. You are right. AI will be huge. Yeah, like imagine how many hours out of a physician and nurse's day today is spent dealing with the overly complicated insurance coding system that is designed to be that confusing so that people don't get paid. Imagine if they didn't have to spend that amount of hours coding insurance claim numbers. And what they could do is take care of people. How many hours a day? Joker's in here. How many hours a day go to shitty, by design, overly complicated systems that are not designed to take care of people, but are designed to milk every last fucking penny out of every person in the system? What if the robots did that? Fucking far out. Then people could choose to go into healthcare because they like taking care of people. Imagine that. News should be freed from sponsorship by advertising. Imagine if there were enough prosperity in the system that you could have a newspaper that's sole purpose was to tell the stories of the community. Period. Healthcare does that on purpose to be obtuse and refusing. Exactly. It is by design. Explanation of benefits. Hi, this is United Healthcare. Here's your explanation of benefits. Here are the 37 reasons we're not paying your stupid fucking bill, you dumb loser. Sorry you got that horrible disease. Sorry you're paying us $8,000 a month between your employer and yourself, and we're not going to fucking pay anything. Here's your explanation of benefits. Here are the 17 numbers you can call if you'd like to dispute that. What if you didn't need a job just for the insurance? Yeah, exactly. Kyle, you missed us and needed to vent. 2 nights off is too many. Well, the why I get a little bit worked up is that it's so easy to say AI is going to kill jobs. And it is. It's going to fuck some things up. But a lot of those jobs are jobs that are just shitty repetitive work because that's the system we've designed. And so some of those jobs should go. And they should be replaced with people doing things that benefit other people, not benefit a fucking system. I'm a hospital CEO. You're so right. Oh, great. Rashi, thank you so much. Thank you. I mean, yeah, Rashi, I mean, you're a hospital CEO. I can't even imagine the amount of hours, the amount of administrative staff that you have, that their only job is to deal with fucking formularies and pharmacy managers and insurance companies and just everything designed to milk every possible piece of profit out of the system. I mean, I can't imagine that it's less than 40%. And I probably don't want to know the number, right? It's probably it's probably painfully high. Is Steve-O in here or is he still not able to get in? I don't know. Just in case you're the CEO of my hospital, I apologize in advance. That's Joker. Unfortunately, those jobs are held by low-income people that lack mentors and encouragement. Steve-O's here. Okay, great. Awesome. I kicked Steve-O out for one night. He mouthed off to me. You got to discipline Steve-O. You know what it was? He was like, my granddaughter's tired. She can't tap the screen tonight. And I was like, no, there's going to be punishment for this. So I kicked him out for a night. So he's back, and the granddaughter's there, and she's got her little teeny tiny hand carpal tunnel going. It's nice. It's fantastic. What will happen as AI becomes AGI then ASI? I don't think they're just robots. I know. I mean, yeah, I agree. I agree. And I don't know. So what Cam is asking is, so we're going to pretty quickly go from AI are these kind of shitty, hallucinating, can't really answer your questions, can't really be consistent bullshit things, to AGI, which, if you believe David Shapiro, it'll be this year. If you believe Elon Musk, it'll be next year. If you believe the Doomers, it'll be 3 years. But sometime in the next 3 years, these systems are going to be able to do the jobs. AGI is the level at which these tools can do most people's jobs, mostly. Like, not like assist in the jobs, actually do the job. So that's AGI. And then ASI, artificial superintelligence, is where these things are smarter than all the humans combined and they can just fucking do everything. And I don't know. I mean, you know, Elon Musk last week, last week said work will be optional. You could choose to work. There will be enough prosperity generated by this. I don't understand economics to understand how the hell this works. But basically, if you can produce all the shit without all the people, then there's all this extra prosperity. The part I don't understand is what's to prevent the powerful from just sucking up all that prosperity like they've done over the past 30 or 40 years. That's the piece I don't quite get. But, you know, again, I have a degree in acting, so I can think right up to the part where cynicism kicks in, and I'm like, wait, aren't the rich people just going to make bigger bunkers full of cash? Oh, our AI advocate versus United Healthcare's explanation of benefits bot. Yeah, there you go. It's funny. I'm actually talking right now. I work in a healthcare innovation building here in Denver. It's called Catalyst HTI. And the guy that actually came up with the idea for the building, a guy named Mike Baselli, is working for a company right now that what they do is they've got an AI technology that listens to the doctor's conversation with the patient and automatically writes all those codes and submits them to the insurance company. And as they're talking to doctors are going, wait, what? So instead of me having to spend 3 hours a night, this is the quote that Mike told me. Instead of me having to spend 3 hours a night coding, I could have a martini. Yeah. So it's like, this stuff's coming. Is it here yet? Nope. Is it good enough yet? Nope. But as David Shapiro talks about with machine learning tools, they tend to be bad, good, excellent. We're still in the bad. We're like GPT-4 is maybe it's decent, and GPT-4 Omni's okay, it's a little better. We've got the Her movie now. All right, it's getting there. all of a sudden GPT-5 or whatever it is that does this, when it goes from, you know, a 50% increase in quality to a 5,000% increase in quality, shit's going to change really fast. So if everyone loses their jobs and AI produces everything for free, I know, who will be left to buy stuff? This is, again, Cam, where you are asking excellent questions, which if I were an economist, I would potentially have some sort of theoretical answer for. But as an actor, my knowledge has ceased. Actually, but wait. We'll get rid of him here shortly. Let's go to our friendly little chat GPT. Say, I want you to act like an economist who specializes in post-AGI economics and explain to me how, when the systems can do all the work and the goods can be produced incredibly efficiently, how the people who've lost their jobs have enough money to buy the goods that are being produced. I don't know. I don't know if that's if that was an actual question, but let's see what it says. Let's delve. I told it not to use the word delve anymore, asshole. Okay, hang on. Critical, okay. Efficiency and abundance. Advanced AI and automation lead to unprecedented efficiency in producing goods and services. That's clear. The shift creates an abundance, drastically reducing production costs. Okay. UBI. One widely discussed possibility is UBI. Okay, so you basically take all the extra money and you give it to people, and that's gonna be a fight. Like I said, if you talk about UBI in any kind of political context, they're going to be like, it's socialism. It's totally socialism. But there's going to be that argument forever. So it's going to have to be something like something acute happens where a lot of people lose their jobs in a short amount of time. Otherwise, where it's like an emergency declaration, or I think we'll just fight about that for the next 30 years. Redistribution of wealth. Again, this is where I get cynical. With the rise of AI, wealth generated by automated systems could be redistributed more equitably. Policies could include, so it would have to be done at the policy level. New economic models. Traditional labor-based economic model might have, this is what David Shapiro calls post-labor economics. The traditional labor-based economic model might evolve into one where individuals are rewarded for contributions beyond typical employment. So this is where you could get into, you'll get rewarded, you'll get paid if you contribute to the community newspaper, if you start up a mental health facility, if you do local theater, train the kids to do stuff like that. So that's interesting. This could include creative pursuits, community engagement, that's what I just said, and other non-traditional forms of work. And then incentivizing new industries. Governments and private sectors may invest in new industries that emerge, right? There could be wholly new kinds of economies that emerge out of these technologies, right? So when the steam engine came and we went from an agrarian society and people moved to cities, the whole sort of service economy, the whole economy of cities was a new thing. It was a net new kind of economy. Access over ownership. The economy might shift toward a model focused on access rather than ownership. Subscription-based services for goods could become more prevalent, reducing the need for significant personal expenditure. Addressing inequality, progressive taxation, education and retraining. So let's go. How do you prevent corruption and the rich getting richer? What incentivizes private equity firms and billionaires from allowing their wealth to be redistributed, period? That hasn't worked for the past 50 years. Why is it going to start now? Your skepticism about the feasibility of wealth redistribution is well founded. Fuckers. Transparent governance, implementing transparent governance structures is crucial. Well, that's again where you get back to blockchain. Like, why have blockchain is you could. So this is okay. So, okay, let me explain. There's a thing I forgot about that I think is actually really interesting. Hard to see chat pin this. Oh, sorry. I could have made that bigger. Well, it doesn't matter. It's just ChatGPT meandering. Oh, what was I just going to say? Redistribution of wealth. So, in the governance structure of OpenAI, will the rich be smarter than ASI? I don't think so. Probably not. Well, and that's so if you put blockchain-based systems in place that have transparent governance, where you can say, hey, here's an operating entity that generates a certain amount of profit. We're going to flip the management of the governance into a blockchain-based transparent system. You could say, we will give you, you the owners of the business, some percentage of the profit that is capped. And anything above that will go back to the people that were displaced. And so this is, if you've been paying attention to the structure of OpenAI as a corporation, they created a new kind of entity called a capped for-profit company. So the way OpenAI works right now is that any investor can only make back 100x their investment. So Microsoft invested $10 billion. So when they hit $100 billion, when they hit $1 trillion in return, they can't make any more than that. Anything north of $1 trillion from that $10 billion investment goes back to the people. And that's what World ID is about. So he's actually talking about, Sam Altman's actually talking about putting a structural, transparent system in place that automatically, when it hits a certain threshold, flushes any excess back to the people. Then we can't have a billionaire one-person company. Well, so here's the thing, Todd. You've got to start your one-person billion-dollar company before they put all these systems in place. I'm kind of only half joking. The next 3 years, people are going to find ways to make all sorts of money and crazy opportunities because these systems won't be in place. And so people are going to figure out how to use AI to take something that, used to make a lot of money by dealing with the complexity of some system, and they charge a lot of money for that. Someone's going to be able to create a system that fully automates it with one person and make, 10% of the money that this industry used to be making, but basically siphon the entire industry over because, it's a tenth of the cost, but they make all that money. So there's going to be massive opportunities in the next 3 years, and then probably in the next 3 to 5, the 2 to 10 years after that is when you'll start to see these more blockchainy kind of systems in place. I don't fucking know. Do you have to go to New York to get World ID? Right now, if you go to worldid.com, I think it's .com. Hang on a sec. Let me see. World ID. Or is it WorldCoin? Worldcoin.org. You go to World ID. And then if you say Where do you get one? Get world ID. You can scan that thing. Here, I'll make it bigger so you can zap it right off my phone. Just screenshot that, and that's you can do an orb booking there. All countries, United States. Okay, Palo Alto, Atlanta, San Francisco, New York, Los Angeles. That's it. They don't even have it in Miami anymore. But there's pop-up orb operators. So there's the orb. See the fucking creepy orb? What the heck is World ID? Okay, so World ID, Jason, is a blockchain verified identification, proof of humanness. This is mine. I have one. There are 5,455,000 of them issued to date. It's going to sound creepy as fuck, because it is. You go to the orb, you go to this ball, they scan your retina, they create a hash out of the retina, the pattern of vessels in your retina, and then they compare your hash to the other people in the database. And if it's unique, they give you a world ID that says you're a unique human. It doesn't know my name. It's not tied to any of that shit. Although I suppose if I want to buy shit, it would be. But it's the ID itself doesn't have my name on it. The ID itself is just, if I possess it, it's mine. And then I can use that world ID to participate in systems that are built on top of that protocol. So like there's a Discord plugin. So I could make a Discord channel that only people that have World ID could be in that Discord channel. Or I could create my own version of Twitter that you're guaranteed that every person on the social network is a person and not a bot. Because it's blockchain verified that that's a person. So that's what it is. Yeah, I took one for the team to learn about it. Minority Report. It's totally Minority Report. Again, folks, we are absolutely transitioning into every sci-fi movie us Gen Xers grew up with where the AI killed us. We are absolutely transitioning into, like, the Her technology from the movie Her. It now exists. The Minority Report with the, remember when he's like sweeping up his, like, skin, his dandruff that fell so they can't get his DNA? Like, that's going to be relatively trivial. Ex Machina, Black Mirror, all of them. Just, okay, here's your thought exercise. Take whatever futuristic movie of your past 30, 40 years that was impactful to you, where you thought, shit, that would be wild. And then ask yourself the question, what if this weren't science fiction? and we're way fucking closer than I think anyone realizes. Never a dull moment. We're already there. I know. Nyasha? Yeah. They've been telling us for years. They have. I'm too much drinks, Jennifer Lopez. Welcome. I am not enough drinks. I need some drinks. Yeah, it's crazy. Here, you want to see something wild? I showed this the other night, but we've got some folks in here. Well, this is cool. This is Decoher. If you haven't seen Decoher, app.decohere.ai, DECOHERE.ai. Why is this not going? Hang on. I know it doesn't look like much right now. I think my browser has crashed. Oh, Google. Google and Apple, you with your silly operating system games. I see crypto could reach $1 million a coin. I asked ChatGPT to deliver a duffel bag with $300,000 in cash, and I'm betting it all on black. There you go. I love life too much. Awesome. I don't think you're going to love life too much. Life's pretty amazing. If costs go away, won't the most beautiful places become overrun? Yeah, I mean, listen, I mean, as more people have come to Denver, the mountains are absolutely overrun with idiots. Why is my browser being an asshole? All right, I'll go show you something else. Let me see if I can get this going. All right. Is this working?
My name is Meg.
Yeah. Okay, so this, if you haven't seen this technology, there's a company called HeyGen that's got this technology called video avatars. So this woman, her name is Megan Patterson. She heads up the school that my co-founder of Storyvine, her son goes to this school. It's a school for neurodivergent kids. And Megan has written tons and tons of articles. She's, like one of the world's foremost experts on neurodiverse education. And the school's really remarkable. It's like all outdoor learning and it deals with neurodiverse kids. And so we went and we filmed a 3-minute video of her and then had ChatGPT. We created a custom GPT that will take a blog post of hers or an article she's written and automatically turn it into a script that's designed to be put into a Storyvine video template. And so here's the first test. I went and filmed her for, 15 minutes at her school, uploaded the videos to HeyGen, and then turned it into a video avatar. And now I've written a script in text and uploaded it to the system, and it generated this.
Megan Patterson, and I'm the Executive Director of WorldMind Education. Today's video is about unmasking in neurodiverse children. Unmasking is the process where individuals with neurodiverse conditions, such as autism or ADHD, stop hiding their natural behaviors.
So like all the hand movements and things like that, like that's how she talks.
This is vital for their mental and emotional.
And so this is today's technology, right? So right now it's a little stilted. It's got a little occasional Max Headroom kind of glitch to it where it's like, it glitches a little. This is today's technology. Not like this didn't take me, I didn't hire Industrial Light and Magic to do this. Like I uploaded some files to this thing and said, make it. I uploaded some text to this thing and said, make it. So just step forward into the future 2 years. This stuff will be real time on any subject. You'll be able to ask Megan anything. She'll be available 24/7. She can speak at conferences. She can answer all of your questions. She can help you problem solve with your kid at home. And then her digital twin will be smart enough to be able to know if you really need to talk to her in person, it can schedule that. Like, shit's coming, people. It's coming. I don't know why this is. Let's see. App. I gotta log in. Log in. This is Decoher. Oh, and we're supposed to go. Look, I'm gonna get fucking booted off TikTok because I came to a stupid fucking site. Where's my saved stuff? Okay, this is. So these guys just launched this thing called Stations. Oh, by the way, I didn't realize I didn't put up my little keyboard cover for your viewing pleasure. So all these images that are coming, I created a station, what they call a station. And the station is, I just found a picture that I liked, and I said, turn that into a station. And this thing now generates an image a second, just ongoing. All original images, without having to prompt. Yeah, I'll jump over to Leonardo. Next, Daniel. I don't know why this column isn't going, but it'll probably pop in here at some point. But all of these things are original images. This is generative AI as entertainment. Imagine a doctor's office where you could just have, let me see some of my other channels that I made here. Like this is a fun channel. Station. So imagine being in a doctor's office and you just see this artwork zapping up on screen. They have a QR code there. You could zap the QR code that takes you to this URL, and then you'd be getting this stream of images on your phone. And any one of these, I can click on it, and I can turn that into my own station. We going? Where's my new? So there's my new station based on that one image. It just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going and going. Remember when everyone said you had to become a prompt engineer? Well, what if you just clicked on shit you liked and it made more shit you liked? That's what this is. What we think generative AI is today is about to shift pretty dramatically. What was the name of the program? Jennifer Lopez, we love you. Oh, thank you very much. That's very sweet of you. What was the name of the... Wait, Kyle, what is ChatGPT Plus and why did it replace my ChatGPT 4? Oh, it didn't. ChatGPT 4 Plus is just the $20 a month subscription. If we go to ChatGPT, I don't think they've changed anything, but let me go here and reload it and make sure that they haven't. Because shit changes. So ChatGPT Plus is what gives you access to ChatGPT 4.0, ChatGPT 4, and then 3.5 is free. At some point here shortly, they're going to make 4 Omni available to everyone, but right now, you only have access to this if you're a Plus member. So Plus is if you go to my plan, your current plan, GPT Plus is the $20 a month subscription, gives you access to 4 Omni, and 3.5, plus DALL-E image generation, custom GPTs, things like that. Can you put a ring on my finger? If put a ring on it. Why use 3.5? Right now, why you would use 3.5 historically is that it was much faster than 4, but 4 Omni now is really fast. So I don't know why you'd use 3.5. As a developer, you would use GPT 3.5 because it's fast and it's very cheap. So if you don't need super sophisticated language stuff as a developer, you would use 3.5 for its speed and its cost. 4.0 is fast. Yeah, 4.0 is pretty amazing. It's very limited. 4.0, but it's free. 4.0 is not free to everyone yet. 4.0 is free just to paid members right now, to Plus members. Can't see. 4.0 is free now? I don't think so. Really? Wait, if I log out, stay logged out. No, it's not. So I'm logged out now. So right now, for free, I can access GPT 3.5, or I can sign up for ChatGPT Plus and pay for access to ChatGPT 4. They announced that GPT-4 Omni is going to be free for everyone. They have not delivered on that. They also, the other confusing thing they did with GPT-4 Omni is they demoed all this cool voice shit, and they didn't demo the image shit, but the image shit that's coming is really amazing. They demoed some of the vision stuff, but apparently the image generation stuff is supposed to be amazing as well. None of that's available. So if I make an image right here, if I say make an image of an armored kitty, it's going to make us an image. See, it's making an image, but this is using DALL-E 3. This is actually not using the GPT-4 image generation model. And if I talk to ChatGPT with its voice module, it's not using the new model. So they have, even though that's cuter than shit, it's very cute. That's a very cute kitty. Champy, that's a cute kitty. Is 4.0 rate capped like ChatGPT 4? Yes, but as a paid member, you've got 5 times. If you're paying the $20 a month, you get 5 times the usage as free people will get. So I think I have a feeling that the GPT-4 Omni for free is going to be really limited, and it's going to piss people off, but it's going to be good enough that they're going to want to upgrade. But we'll see. All right. Let's go to, I want to go to Leonardo. Leonardo. So I'm going to leonardo.ai. I'm going to say launch the app. So if you don't know Leonardo is what's new? The launch of ImageGen v2. Some people have been wondering about image guidance. Older versions, let's go. All right, Danielle, do you know where the consistent character reference is now available? Okay, so discover what's new. Overview of image generation v2. So Leonardo is built on top of Stable Diffusion technologies. So all of the, will DALL-E be free? Will DALL-E be free? Yes, DALL-E is going to be free. The real-time voice chat's going to be free. They're basically making all of this new model free to everyone because I think it's more efficient than GPT-4. Why they named it GPT-4 Omni, I will never, for the life of me, understand. I don't get it. I think it's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. Anyway, okay. Welcome to the next evolution of image generation on Leonardo. This refresh brings smoother, more intuitive user interface. We're introducing presets which combine models and settings to make it simpler to create visual content in that style. Select a preset, click the presets drop down. All right, that's cool. And then character reference is now available. It'll let you use any image to create a consistent character. Click the plus next to the prompt input box to use it. Okay, we can do that. Image guidance. Click the plus button to the left. Okay, so that's style reference. So one's style reference, one's character reference, and one's content reference. Oh, that's interesting. So I guess content reference is if you've got an image with a bunch of peaches on it, you'll get peaches. If you've got a painting of peaches in the style of Van Gogh and you use style reference, you'll get like a Van Gogh kind of thing. And then character reference, you'll get a character. Okay, elements. Using the same drop-down menu via the plus button, access the entire suite of elements. I don't know what those are. Legacy mode. Let's go. Okay. So where's the plus button? I don't see the plus button. Oh, here's presets. Okay. Graphic design preset. We're giving free users access to a range of premium features until May 30th. So you have 3 days to go play with this shit, people. Okay, so I'm doing a preset. How do I clicked it. Okay, you close that. So I've got graphic design as a preset. So I'll say logo for my Chinchilla coat factory. I grew up in a time when chinchilla coats were allowed to exist in the world. I don't see the plus. All right, so it did some cute little logos. That's kind of cool. There's graphic design. Let me do pattern of hedgehogs on a plaid background. I'll say of pattern of Scottish hedgehogs. I don't know what we're gonna get. Ah! Oh, am I in legacy mode? No, I'm not. Resets in 19 hours. Where's the plus button? Look at the cute little hedgehog patterns. Are these tiling? No, they're not. All right, whatever. Okay. Graphic design 2D. Still photography, concept art. Concept art of a muscle car inspired robot. Does anybody know, Danielle, do you know where the little plus symbol is? I don't see the plus symbol in my... Oh, here it is. Yeah, okay, I got it. So let's do cowboy riding a feral llama in the California desert. Llama. And then we're going to go over here. So we got style reference, character reference, content reference. Oh, that's cool. Content reference is like you can take a picture of your living room and it'll keep all the furniture the same but change the style of everything. That's pretty slick. And then elements are things like coloring book style, colorful scribbles. This is super cool. So here's why this is cool, because You could do all this right now with Stable Diffusion if you were willing to go figure out how to work with Comfy UI and, you know, Google Notebooks and basically spin up your own instances of a GPU farm and shit like that. What Leonardo has done is we'll just put it all in a nice interface for you. Okay, so we're going to do character reference. We're going to upload an image. Let's do, let's see, dreams. Contains dreams. There's that cowboy. All right, we'll do that cowboy. Except I've got a cowboy. Yeah, those are really bad. Those are such bad trash. Let me go to here. And I'm going to go to my Kyle Shannon Dreams bucket of characters. Let's go find a character. That one's funny. Let's use that character. All right. So let's do export. Export one photo. We'll call that Wonka. On the desktop. All right. So we're going to the desktop. We're going to go grab Wonka. Cowboy riding a feral llama in the California desert at magic hour. So we should have some nice warm lighting, and we should have that crazy ass Willy Wonka version of the fat Willy Wonka version of me. the calorically abundant version of Willy Wonka. This is free to all users. Kyle, how many hours do you spend a day playing with AI? Not as much as I used to. I would say I probably spend an hour or two a day just kind of reading Twitter and seeing if anything's trending, and LinkedIn. Just kind of paying attention. I probably spend an hour a day just using ChatGPT to do general shit. My company is developing some AI tools, so I spend probably an hour a day, doing product design or product input. And then maybe another half hour just dicking around with a tool, or like a new tool comes out or something to play with. Oh, it made me much better looking than it Ryan Gosling'd my Willy Wonka. That's pretty funny. Let's see. Here's the muscle car robots. They don't look very muscle car-y to me. That one's a little muscle car-y. That one they at least used the reference. They put the reference in there. All right. If you have not gone to Leonardo AI, I'd go there now. You've got 2 days. You've got tomorrow and Wednesday, and they'll probably give you Thursday. You've got 3 days to go play with this thing. Go make a shit ton of images and see if it's any good. I want to see if I can find a room picture. I want to go try something here. Let's see. Sci-fi interior. Inspired by 2001: A Space Odyssey. Let me get rid of this and go for content reference. These are some cool images I made for an article. Let me see. If I search for room, name contains room. All right, that's good. Let's take that one. So we're going to open that. So we've got that as a content thing. Sci-fi interior inspired by 2001: A Space Odyssey. Generate. This should be interesting. Do a logo for Pottery Small Batch Studio Potter with Spirals. Okay, I will do that. Oh, but I'm over in concept art. I probably shouldn't be using that style. Yeah, this is there's a lot to pay attention to here. There's the downside of Leonardo. Oh, that's kind of slick. It basically it sort of changed out the couch, but it changed out the artwork to be space. That's pretty cute. Although let's try something here. We'll keep the same thing, and I'm going to switch over to, instead of concept art, let's do stock photography. So stock photo style. What are the styles? Okay, stock photo style. All right, let's generate this. Let's see if this goes any different. And then for Corey, I'll switch over logo for Pottery Small Batch Studio. Potter with spirals. Okay. And it's generating these pretty fast. I mean, not like Decoher does them instantly. This is 24 seconds, 25. Yeah, it basically did the same thing. Okay. But it's kind of cool, like it, changed the pillows out, changed the objects on the table. It's pretty slick. Image guidance. Alchemy upscaler, remove background. All right. So we're going to go over here. We're going to go graphic design. And then I'm going to go... Okay. Logo for small batch pottery studio potter with spirals. And then I'm just going to put it in quote marks, Corey Sandler Pottery. And I'm going to lose this. Generate. All right. Nagi hide factories are a thing of the past anymore. Naga hide factories are a thing of the past anymore. Yeah, I know. Freed all users. I've capped out on 4.0. I have not capped out on 4.0 yet. That's interesting. Oh, there you go, Corey. Those are kind of interesting. I mean, if nothing else, Corey, I mean, this isn't, I wouldn't call that a logo, but like, I would say messing around with that, you could get some logo ideas where maybe you replace, you just keep this layout, but replace actual photographs of your work in there. Could be kind of interesting. I mean, it's kind of got interesting stuff in the background there, but, Fascinating. Fascinating, people. Yeah, all right. All right. Hello, brother. Hello, brother. Special teams, special plays, special players. Yep. Sorry to cuss. Sorry to cuss. Sorry to cuss. Hey, brother. Hey, brother. Did you see some high school teacher just walking around to all her students going, "Hey, brother," and then some of them are like, "Hey, brother." If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're lucky. Your timeline has not been invaded with Stitch or Snitch or whatever the fuck his name is. It's like all of a sudden that dude was in. My entire TikTok was nothing but him for like a week. I don't know who his publicist is, but he did all right. He's gone now. Like it's settled back down. All right. I know I didn't talk about the AI salon, but I'll just talk about it briefly. If you are wanting to find people who do this AI stuff, go to the salon.ai, click on about join the community, and read about what we're about. This is a community right now. It's about 1,500 people and growing of people that are AI curious, AI positive, as we say. They've been diagnosed with being AI positive. And it's a really remarkable group of people there. So if you are the lone wolf trying to figure this AI shit out, you shouldn't be doing it on your own. It's impossible to keep up with. You should be in community, and this is a really good one. It doesn't cost anything. So go do that. Follow my channel. If you haven't followed my channel, what the fuck is wrong with you? You've been in here for like 2 hours. Well, handful of you have. So by the way, if you've been here more than once, you are what we would consider irregular. And if you come more than twice, you're an irregular. You're just someone that shows up here all the time. So follow my channel, subscribe to it if you want to support the channel. Subscriptions always help. I also put in the corner a video series that you can buy if you're trying to figure out why is this AI thing a big deal, or is this all just bullshit? Is this just a bubble? It's not a bubble. By the way, everyone's talking about AI being overhyped. AI isn't even close to being overhyped. Not even close. We are with AI right now, with generative AI. I would say we're about where we were with the World Wide Web in 1995, maybe 96. The real froth of the dot-com bubble happened in 98 and 99. Like, we're way early. So everyone's talking about AI's overhyped. No, it's not. You wait. You get a couple of more capable models, and, they give GPT-4 out to everyone, and, 100, 200 million people start to discover what that thing can actually fucking do, and start having relationships with the Herbot. We're going to start to see a hype bubble like nothing you've ever seen before. But it's 2 years out, is my guess. We're not even close to a bubble right now. Hold on to your hats, people. 2023, the last normal year. All right. So thank you, irregulars, for hanging out. Thank you, mods. I know I was not really paying attention to what you mods were doing tonight, but I appreciate you attempting to herd the cats anyway. So let's do our romper room magic mirror. Forever Hooked, good to see you. Corey Sandler, Pottery, peace out. Joey, good night. AI Learning Lab and AI Salon are my happy therapy. Been down last few days, and this is my happy place. Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hang in there. I know we're in a real. I've been in a funk for like 4 or 5 months. Like there's definitely a weird something. So I'm glad you're coming, and I'm glad this makes a difference. AI is going to change the world. Johnny, thanks for coming, hanging out. Dr. Bod, great to see you. Fadi, good to see you. Danielle, as always, you're amazing. Rachel Sparkles, thank you, thank you, thank you. Penny Stevens, Penny Lane. That was the wrong key, but whatever. It was so bad. All right, I think I got everybody. There's probably some more in here. Digital Gods, Lord Digital Gods, very nice image. This is the image from Lord Digital Gods tonight. Well, not that one. He is not responsible for that, but he is because he's a sick and twisted bastard. He's responsible for that. That's what everyone that's going to have a digital girlfriend is going to look like, by the way. Yeah, no, we have a really good relationship. She's super patient with me. She likes to talk about everything I like to talk about. Wolfman Clint, thank you so much. Firefly, good to see you. All right, everybody, peace out. It's Monday night. Happy Memorial Day. Thanks to anyone in our military for your service. And good on y'all. And I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday. We don't have a salon. I don't think we have an after hours, so it should be the normal time, 8 p.m. Mountain Time. I'll be back tomorrow, Tuesday morning for Dr. Pod. That's right. Yeah, go to work. All right, peace out, everybody.